So with this video, we are going to be looking at a breathing technique that will really help you to activate your core muscles and connect from your rib cage and your diaphragm into your abdominal muscles and even down into the pelvic floor. Quite often we can be very, very tight around the upper abdominal region, gripping onto the chest, and that can cause a problem with your breathing technique and reduce the diaphragm movement. So what we want to do first of all is find out how we're breathing as a starting point. So we're going to place one hand onto the top of the chest and one hand onto the lower part of the chest. That's great, just there. So you can feel the rib cage. Now, what I want you to do is take a nice deep breath in and then a deep breath out. Good, and again, deep breath in and a deep breath out. So we can see here that it's the hand over the lower chest, the upper tummy, is moving the most. So we've got a nice belly breathing technique. Now sometimes if you're chest gripping, you might find that this hand moves the most. So you breathe up, almost like you're breathing in towards your neck. And your shoulders might come up, your neck might get very, very tight. And that can cause a bit of a problem in terms of gripping and restricted movement around your lower chest and your diaphragm. So what we want to do first of all is make sure that when we take a deep breath in, we can feel that rise on the inhale with this lower hand, and then the fall on the exhale with that hand there. And we can see here that this hand is nice and stable. It's not moving at all, which is exactly right. We don't want that hand moving. We want to keep the upper chest nice and relaxed, drawing that air down into the base of the lungs, where the oxygen movement is much more efficient in that area. So it's getting that oxygen to your body in a much more efficient way, but it's also keeping that diaphragm moving and keeping all the organs that are lying just next to that diaphragm moving, so nothing gets stuck and restricted and sticky. Okay, so now we've got a nice tummy breath. We've got the movement forwards and backwards, but we don't really have much movement side to side. So we're going to move our hands now to be either side of the rib cage. And I want you to be able to feel the bones of the ribs, so push your hands in nice and snugly. Excellent. And then what you're going to do is when you take a deep breath in, I want you to imagine that that in-breath is going to draw the hands apart and away from each other. And when you exhale, you're going to draw the hands back in together, almost as if you're going to interlace the fingers together. Good, so taking that in-breath, feeling those hands separate and open. And as you exhale, you're drawing everything back together. And then inhaling and exhaling. Good. So another idea is as you inhale, if you imagine a balloon is inflating in between your rib cage, you inhale to draw the air into the balloon. You exhale then to deflate that balloon and take the air out of it. You want to feel that your rib cage on either side are like the bellows. So as you open the bellows, you draw the air in, and as you close the bellows, you push the air out. Good. And you can do that at different levels. So you can work in a shallower breath, so you can take a smaller breath in and out, or you can do a deeper breath. So if we have a look at a smaller breath, excellent, and then a deeper breath. Excellent, brilliant. You want that side to side movement. Now let's put the two together now. So if you drop your hands down by your side, the first bit, remember, was breathing into the upper part of the tummy. So if I keep my hand here, you're going to breathe into my hand and then breathe out and feel that rise and fall. And then the second part was breathing outwards and then coming back in as you exhale. So let's put that together. So imagine now you've got a belt wrapped around that rib cage. So you could even put your dressing gown belt around this rib cage and pull it in nice and tight. And you're trying to break open that belt as you inhale. So inhale and exhale. And you'll really start to feel that diaphragm moving. And once we've got that diaphragm moving and it's become more flexible, more mobile, we'll then be able to access this deep abdominal muscle and your pelvic floor more effectively. If this area is stuck and rigid, you'll find that the rest of it won't fall into place. So this would be the first point of call for improving your core function. So have a go, lie down into this crook lying position, have a feel of your tummy first of all, find out what your breathing technique is like, and then have a feel of your rib cage and see if you can get that outward expansion, and then try to piece it together, and practice that on a day-to-day basis. And when lying down becomes easier, you can practice it in sitting and standing and even when you're moving. Have a go and see how you get on.